Welcome to Episode 4 of Where in the World, the detailed showcase of cities and locations that have been visited in the Arcane Adventures campaign setting. We have a map on screen that details the general location of the place we are talking about during today's episode. Let's jump right in to Episode 4, Where in the World, Lumbur Town. On a slightly raised outcropping, standing proudly between Baldridge Lake and Telenku Lake, a large clearing in the central Telenku forest and the elderwood pines is settled by the Telenku regional hub, none other than Lumbur Town. At first glance, it doesn't look like much, but this town is full of unique stories and a long history. Home to the Councillor of the Region of Telenku, Councillor Aidan Browen, a lizard folk, whose wooden home sits just north of the bridge that spans the large river flowing between one lake and the other. The house is not by any means a mansion, but it does detail that of an esteemed status. Additionally, as seen in Felton, large clearings also contain sawmills that refine felled trees into useful and practical lumber. The town is situated almost perfectly in the middle of the region, making it an ideal place for a ruling city of the surrounding lands. The town contains cobbled streets and roads, which is a rare sight for this part of Papillisu. Neighborhoods sprawl around the busy streets as merchants attempt to make a few coins off their wares and workers hustle back and forth from their jobs and houses. Unlike Felton, however, Lumbur Town sees far more outsiders and draws more competition in terms of work and labor. In the midst of the center of town, a 3-story structure houses the government center and regional offices for the staff of Councillor Browen. A number of taverns and restaurants line the city streets, of which, to a surprise, have crafted some excellent foods, such as the first commercial baked potato and the famous Lumbur beer. At night, the streets tend to remain somewhat busy, just more quiet as people still bustle about during the evening hours, typically strolling the streets. The Vineyard Clock Tower is a famous site that stands a bit northwest of the central government center and market square. The clock tower is the oldest structure in the city, dating back well over a few centuries, and is halfway covered in grapevines, blooming each spring, where the tower draws its name. On the note of names, many catch the name of the town off guard. Lumbur, spelled with 2 U's instead of an E and a U, is not, by the typical means, the way of pronouncing the nice wooden planks produced from the surrounding forest. The name is believed to have sourced from an old lizard folk dialect, giving the second syllable a more enunciated sound. But many are unsure of the exact origins of the word. Nonetheless, the town keeps it as is, a sign of uniqueness in the forest area. Only recently, during the year 7309, a portion of the town was destroyed when a large fireball, sourcing from powerful magic, impacted on the Baldridge coast of Lumbur Town. This incident, believed to be an aggressive attack from the warring country of Esmeen to the east, devastated a part of the city and left a dent in the infrastructure that immediately drew support to begin reconstruction. The official count remains unknown, but estimates say that over 300 people perished in the tragic event, which rallied support for morale and funding to help the town rebuild and recover. On a much kinder and upbeat note, the occasional snow is regular through the coldest months of the year in Lumbur Town, but weather remains cool and sunny for most other parts of the year. To the south of Lumbur Town, a road crosses the bridge between the 2 lakes and heads towards the small Split Point outpost, with roads leading to a number of locations. To the northwest, a long road winds through the forest trees as it heads upwards towards the Baldridge Manor, the residence of an incredibly wealthy family in the country. Lastly, to the northeast, a road leads out of the region of Telenku and into a forked path on the shores of Lake Molog, headed to either Farmester or Pronathia City. We hope you have enjoyed this closer look at the bustling hub of Lumbur Town, and have found the details about it to your interest. When in Lumbur Town, try to eat a baked potato and look at the many great sights to see. That's all for this episode of Where in the World. See you next time.